recently got involved with somebody who may be seen as more vulnerable in society, and while I was speaking to her and speaking to some of her friends trying to help her out, the terminology of why this is a big mitzvah and don't worry, you'll get a mitzvah out of this, it kept coming up, which I find very bizarre and a very strange reaction these people are having. And it's just however I got involved with her now, she's in a position where she needs help. I'm able to help her, and just like right after Icha Kamocha, I've been in positions where I wanted to do things and I didn't know what I was doing and I needed help from people. And the idea to help somebody, for them, again, if you cannot help somebody if you want something from them. Not only when you want nothing from them are you able to actually help them. I just want this person to be happy in whatever she's got an issue. I want her to be happy from that. But it keeps coming up of, well, you'll get a mitzvah out of this, and like, don't worry. And it's a very strange way to live your life, that coming back to the whole thing of you need a reward for everything, and that everything you do is transactional. There's a Ahavas Hashem and there's Yiras Hashem. So the way that kiruv explains it is that Ahavas Hashem is to do the mitzvahs. The Ahavas Hashem is doing the mitzvahs, and Yiras Hashem is don't do the averas. So kiruv says that doing the mitzvahs is so that you get reward, and don't do the mitzvahs so you don't get punished. So what it does is it equates Ahava to getting reward. So what does Ahava mean? Ahava, which really means to join, to want a connection, to join with somebody, that Ahava, spend time with them, whatever that you want to be with that person. That Ahava turns into reward, and what's reward is what can I get out of it. So you're teaching people that in order to have a connection with somebody, you need to get something out of it. Do mitzvahs and get reward. And what's Yira? Yira is the ikar of Yira is that you don't want to destroy that relationship you have. Like, you won't do things against your best friend, even though it's your thing. If your best friend's girlfriend makes a pass at you, even if you are attracted to her, you're not going to want to do that because of the effect it will have on your relationship. And that your fear is that you'll destroy a relationship which you appreciate and you want. It's like if you skip going to Shachrus, then you feel guilty about it. See, guilt is the wrong emotion, but the guilt is coming from the idea of, I've let this person down. I've let God down. God was expecting me to turn up today, and He was looking for me, and I didn't turn up. The Yira is that having that relationship, and I don't want to destroy that. But that gets turned into, you get punished. So nobody wants to be punished. So what's my fear? My fear is me losing something, or the fear of something happening to me. So I used to have this thing where I would, when people did things I don't like, and I would, let's say I'm queuing up in the yeshiva for lunch, and somebody would cut the line. So to try and see these people in better light, I would project somebody like a rabbi or someone who I have respect for, and I project them into the person who cut me up in the line, and then I would start seeing good reasons why they did it, and I'm sure they had this, and they're such upstanding members of the community that I'm sure there's I'm missing something here, and everything's good. And at a certain point, it just became that I started hating these people who I used to have such respect for, because they did everything I hated, and they just kept on doing things that just made no sense and were just so horrible, because I kept projecting that person on that. So for me, I had to stop doing that. Now, if you're just projecting God onto punishments, and that any time you have fear, any time that you don't want something to happen, you say, I see God here, this is what God's all about. So in the words of Andre Agassi's priest, says that's not God, that's your father. Like you're seeing this punishment figure who's just going to take things away from you and make you in pain. And that's how you, and that's called your God. And again, you have a hava with him. Oh, I can't love him because he's going to absolutely wall with me if I do anything wrong. So I can't have any ava. So the ava just becomes ava of myself, and the yira just becomes a yira of myself. Therefore, how can you have a relationship with anybody? Because you're being taught, you come to yeshiva, come and do mitzvahs, and God will give you things. And therefore, you'll just become this narcissistic person where the only thing I can care about is what can I get out of it, and that the Judaism is very good for me. You're completely incapable of having relationships with anybody because you get married, and the only thing you've been trained for years, the only thing that I can do is what can you do for me. So just like it's a slap in the face if after being with your wife she gives you money or she gives you a reward for something for talking to her, and that because that's not a relationship. That's just what have you done for me lately. So this creating these societies of complete everything's a transaction, and this complete inability to actually relate to anybody, because every time I'm relating to you, I'm relating to myself. What can I get out of it? What mitzvah points can I get? What did I get out of this this time that I spent? Again, if I wasn't spending the time with you, I'd just be watching Netflix or whatever, or staring out the window thinking about buying a car or whatever the front people do, because they don't have they're so from, they don't have the internet, therefore they clearly don't have any Yetzer Hara, so they just learn the entire time. So it's creating these societies and people that are unable, you train them to be completely incapable of relating to anybody else and just being this narcissistic person. Let's grow, let's make narcissistic people that the only thing that they can do ever is just think about themselves and what am I going to get and what can God do for me. And it's like raping God, because I can use God in order to make myself better, and I can use the Torah. How can I use Torah in order to make me feel better about myself? Because there are good vorts I can get out of the Torah, and again, kiruv, you can go into the Torah. Look how great the Torah is. Look how good it can make you feel. So you get these people. So you see, okay, well, the Torah is there to make me feel good. God is there to give me things, and you'll never come to a level of ava. You'll never want to have anything to do with God, because he's a punisher, and he hates you, and you do anything, you step out of line at all, he's going to absolutely crush you. So you have a complete, you cannot get close to this person. You need to go to therapy. Because that therapy really is the Gehenim. So the whole kiruv is bringing people into Gehenim because they're completely incapable of having relationships with anybody, because you're just teaching them, be narcissistic. It's all about you. What can you do out of it? And for every single relationship you're ever going to have, is that you're going to tell them, oh, well, you'll get a mitzvah point out of this, because there's no way that you could have any interest in me. There's no way that you could just actually be happy for my happiness. There's no way that we could actually have a connection, but anything other than transactional. That if you want to speak to me or you want to do something that makes me happy, I have to give you mitzvah points in return.